Hey, we're live! How's everyone doing? It's a Tuesday afternoon, precisely starting at 12 o'clock p.m. And love the likes without the start of the stream. Yeah, that is weird. Everyone who's waiting in the stream likes the stream. Even this could suck. You know, why be so dedicated to it if you know this could be a huge failure? Anyways, how's everyone doing? Full-time Apple Sheep, Fusion Beat, Max Awesomeness, GB, Roblox Gaming, Monster of Text, Alexandria, Stefano, Ahmed, Ethan, Casper, Julius. Man, we got so many people already tuning in. How's everyone doing? What's up? Yeah, okay, we got a lot to talk about today. Precisely something that I'm not talking about. And forgive me for the outfit right now. I've just been mowing lawns, my own and around town, so I'm a little sweaty. I got my water here, trying to stay cool. It's getting over 100 degrees every single day here in Orville. And our ice maker is broken, so I put stuff like water bottles and freeze them and then drop them in the cup. Anyway, how's everyone doing? Eating grilled cheese. Is this the Android channel? Absolutely. This is a super Android based channel. Anyone who loves Android's gonna love my kind of content. So if you didn't notice by the thumbnail, yes, I've been reading all the same news as you. I've been watching the same videos of you. Apple put... Okay, first of all, I don't get it. Apple put some sneak peeks into the future iPhone and Apple Watch within a HomePod firmware update that, for some reason, developers have access to. So first of all, look, the HomePod isn't even out yet, right? That's not coming out till December. Okay, and it's just now August, first day of August. Happy August, everyone. Okay, so we've got at least 4 months until the HomePod is available, but Apple is already unveiling firmware updates that show the screen resolution of the HomePod. They show what it can do, the processor speed, the RAM, all that jazz. But within the HomePod firmware update, for some reason, there were leaked images of what the cutout of the iPhone edition. You guys know what I'm talking about. It's that blue highlight that has the edge cut out at the top, but it's very minimal. You know, they don't have the buttons on there. There's nothing on the screen. It is just a blue rectangle that looks exactly like all the leaks we've been hoping that it would look like that. And everyone's flipping out, going, "Oh my God, yes, it's confirmed, Apple directly from them." But I'm still questioning, like, did we think it was going to be something else? Because I thought I told everyone in my audience, especially, I know not everyone's watching my videos, but I thought I told everyone that fake, ugly-looking iPhone everyone was looking at, that's not something Johnny Ive would come up with. I don't, you know, some YouTubers were saying that, oh, that's a plan B. If the premium iPhone doesn't work out, they'll fall back to that. I don't think Apple would have done that. I don't think Apple's in favor of putting functionality on the back of their device. It wasn't... All those leaked fake-looking iPhones weren't holding up to the wireless charging rumors that they were going to have glass back so we could have wireless charging. It didn't look like that either, and I don't think Apple would be in favor of the giant, not the giant, but the slightly larger bezels on the top and bottom. And the leaked images we were getting of it, they were like full, complete models. It had the writing on it and everything. They weren't dummy units. They looked like complete, fully functional units, but... Yeah, after seeing all that, I was like, this is not what it's going to be. I can just tell you that just by looking at it. I'm like, Apple would not release that. So the dummy mock-ups of the one that Apple did leak in the HomePod firmware update, I was like, that's clearly what it's going to be. It's so obvious. That's something Johnny Ive would come up with, and with the little, I don't know what we call it, the ears of the display at the top, where we'll have the battery and the cell connection out of the way so that iOS looks a lot more clean, and they'll just remove the time at the top altogether. And it'll be the OS will be curved around it, and those top ears will be off limits to third parties. Like, it seems so logical to me, and this update really just confirms what we already knew. So that's why you're not going to see me talking about it in an edited video, is because I think that the hype for this iPhone is still incredibly, incredibly high, and it doesn't deserve to be as high as it is, because when this thing does come out, it's still going to disappoint people. There's going to be people out there who said, Androids have this for years, and I'm just looking forward to a time where not every single piece of news that's related to Apple has to be about the next iPhone. because we've been talking about this stupid phone since a year before it came out. I remember reading all the reports that they're switching to OLED, removing the home button, all in the next generation iPhone. And that was those rumors were coming out before the iPhone 7 came out. So I'm sick of all of it, and that's why you're not seeing me talk about it in an edited video. That's why I'm not going to be highlighting it like everyone else is. It's because I'm sick of the rumors flip-flopping back and forth, and people are saying this will happen, then it won't. It's ridiculous. So I'm trying to make content that I want to watch, and I personally am sick of all the hype, sick of all the rumors. So I'm done with it. Okay, will the 7S be delayed? Asks Kiddo Films. Please answer. I don't think so. I think the 7S, if anything, is going to be the easiest one to manufacture. If anything, the 7S is going to be the phone that you can actually purchase on launch date. Whereas I think the Edition or the Pro or the 8, whatever it's going to be called, for the next iPhone is going to be similar to the Jet Black and 7 Plus iPhone 7 models on launch day. You could not get them. Like at Apple stores on launch date, the 7S and 7S Plus weren't available in Jet Black, that is. Or they were available, but they were extremely limited, and I don't think anywhere you could really get a 7 Plus in any configuration. I just remember when all the YouTubers were testing it and reviewing it, everyone just had the regular 7. So in terms of the premium iPhone, the Pro, or the Edition, that's gonna be much harder to get your hands on on that launch date. So good luck. I say good. The iPhone 8 couldn't hold up to the hype if NASA designed it. Oh, you're right. No, it cannot hold up to the hype. And keep in mind that the people are reading all of the iPhone 8, like the rumors and the leaks. The people that are interested in that and that are clicking on every single video that has iPhone in the title, the people who do that are actually interested. They're curious. There's still a whole nother demographic we haven't even started going into yet that absolutely despises that new design and absolutely hates that the glass back or the wireless charging or the vertical cameras, all for dumb reasons, but they're out there. All of those people, when the new iPhone comes out, they're all going to hate it, and we're going to have to deal with them all over again and saying that, you know, Galaxy's still better, Android's had these features for years, but whatever. 7 Durka Durka, thank you for your massive donation, says, hopefully you can get the iPhone 8 before it's sold out. I desperately hope so. In fact, I'm going to make a promise to you guys that when the iPhone 8 pre-orders or whatever do go live, I'm going to live stream it. You're not going to be able to see me like purchasing the phone, because then you can see all personal information and stuff. But apart from that, I will live stream the process of me ordering it, so you'll be able to watch me go through the purchase process, like enter the information and stuff like that. And then that way you guys can experience with me when the iPhone will officially get here. I'm anticipating like I'm gonna be refreshing the Apple Store like at midnight. You know, I'm gonna be up late trying to order this thing as fast as I possibly can. So you can expect that, but I still think even if I pre-order it within the first minute that it's available, I'm anticipating it'll be like AirPods. It'll be like a 6-week wait or something like that. I'll be on the live stream for sure. Oh, cool. That's good. And yes, the rumors are still pointing to the idea that the iPhone's going to be over $1,000. I've expected that at this point. It's not a matter of will I get it, because the hype is so high already. I have to review it, so there's not a question about it. But I have the money for it already, so I have that money set aside, and I'm anticipating it to cost $1,400. I know that's not likely, and there's some rumors now saying it'll probably be around $1,100 or $1,200. I'm still anticipating for the worst of the worst, so I'm putting that money aside and saying, nope, can't spend that much, and I will have that money ready for when it does happen. I can't afford a $1,000 iPhone, then I guess you won't get it. That's simply how it's going to be for a lot of people. I know that may not sound fun, but I also noticed there's these reports saying that there's an iPhone over time stepladder, that as time goes on, the price gets higher and higher because there's more and more features. And there's usually a price jump every 3 to 4 years, and it's been 3 to 4 years, so it's likely that this will be that $300 to $400 price jump. FYI, use autofill to fill in your shipping info to save time when ordering. Yes, no. thank you for that advice. But yes, when I'm purchasing the edition, I'm gonna be like before I do it, I'm gonna be practicing like all the passwords, all the billing information I have to fill out. So because when we pre-order this thing, because I say we because this is like a together for like a tech network. All of us are in this together. You guys are supporting me. You guys are donating. All of that money I'm using to spend on more Apple products to review for you. So like all of that is kind of going to be a collective experience. So like when Apple does the iPhone event keynote, I'll be live streaming my reaction to that as well, so you can watch it there. And then of course when I pre-order it, I'll also do a live stream. So there's a lot happening in terms of the next iPhone. So yeah, it's going to be quite a crazy night. And there's 300 people watching. Why don't you have anything better to do? It's a Tuesday. My God. And thank you, by the way, for all your support. So Alexander Morgan says, check out applesheep.tech forum. Okay, so apparently there's a tech forum for Applesheep out there. I'll check it out really quick because you donated. Thank you for that, by the way, Alexander. Applesheep.tech. I'll enter it really quick. Hopefully it's not a prank. Please don't be a prank. Should I get the Mac Mini for Final Cut Pro? Yeah. The Mac Mini would probably run the Final Cut Pro pretty fine, as long as you're not outputting it to a super high resolution display. I don't think I'll be reviewing the 7S. I still think that the 7S and 7S Plus are going to be very good phones. They're probably going to be underrated because the edition's going to steal the show. They'll probably have the glass backs with wireless charging. They're going to have the faster processors. They'll have better cameras. All of that jazz, but and if I wasn't running a tech channel, I probably would get the 7S because I don't hate bezels. But it's probably going to be overlooked entirely, and I think that if I were to buy it and review it, it wouldn't do that. It wouldn't perform that well in terms of views. Like it wouldn't. It wouldn't get a lot of attention. Is all I'm saying. It would just be kind of a, oh yeah, there's a 7S too. Because looks wise, the black version of the 7S Plus is probably going to look almost identical to the jet black iPhone 7. But I'm anticipating that we won't have glass in the colors of gold and red and rose gold and all that. I'm anticipating that the aluminum bumper around the edge will be the different colors. We'll get gold, rose gold, but the glass on the back will be solid white on all of the multicolored ones, like the red and the gold, except the black one. Obviously, that glass will be black. But I don't think the 7S is going to be a popular topic. Oh my goodness. There's an Applesheep website. Hi, Applesheep. Join all dedicated fans and add your knowledge in our forum. Tailosive Tech. Wow, I'm on the front page. That's cool. Subscribe for applesheep.tech for updates. Look, there's a donate section and everything. I don't know who this belongs to, but I'm on the front of it. I feel so special. It's all blue and stuff. I love it. Well, that's cool. You guys should check that out in your own time. I'm gonna keep to the chat though. Could you talk about medical tech sometime? Things like Apple Watch Series 3? I don't know much about it. I would like to learn more about it. Greetings from Holland. Thank you for your question, UPIC-X. Yes, I think the video I'm going to be making tomorrow will be about the Apple Watch Series 3 because I'm trying to get people excited for anything but the iPhone. If anything, I'm trying to lower expectations. Like, please stop talking about it. My God. So the next one is definitely going to be about how cool the Apple Watch Series 3 is going to be, which is, I'm pretty sure is going to happen. There were some rumors saying they might not do one because I feel like when they first unveiled the Apple Watch, it didn't get a refresh immediately. It took, I think, more like 15 to 16 months before we got the Series 2. But coming from the reports of the factories that produce the Apple Watch, they're saying that about half of their manufacturing right now is going to the next generation, which is good, because what I was worried about was obviously there's been a lot of reports about the Apple Watch being more of a, like you said, a health product that is able to analyze your blood sugar levels for diabetics out there, which is a new patent Apple passed that shows that using light sensors and biometrics, they can actually check your glucose levels without having to stab you with a needle, which is awesome, and diabetics would love that. I have a lot of diabetic friends that have said that if the Apple Watch has that feature, they're definitely going to buy it. But I thought that maybe because that's not something everyone would need. Like, I'm not diabetic, so I wouldn't really need to know that information all the time. But if that is true, I was worried that maybe they won't have like a complete re-release, like a Series 3. It would just be like a new version of the Apple Watch Series 2 that now includes this feature, and you have to pay $200 more for it. That's what I was worried it might be. Like in September, we'll get a Series 2S model, so it's like the Apple Watch we already have, but a little better. And the regular Series 2 that we have right now, that's going to stay the same price. That's not going to change very much. And it sounds like that's not going to happen. It sounds like, feature-wise, we're actually not terribly sure how much they're going to add, but the one rumor I do keep saying is that they're going to prioritize battery life. So on the Apple Watch Series 3, they're going to try to expand the battery as much as they can, which is great because I think the Series 2 battery is already amazing. So if they can increase that by 30, 40, 50% or whatever and make my Apple Watch last for 3 days without a charge, that would be fantastic. And if they can improve the refresh rate or the nits or the speed of it, Bluetooth 5.0, please. Why doesn't Apple support that? All kinds of things they could add an update on the next generation Apple Watch. It doesn't sound like, though, there's going to be much of a design change. It would probably look about the same. But we should, with Apple Watches, we should be pretty grateful that there's not a design change, because I am excuse me. I am petrified of the day where all of my watch bands no longer fit my Apple Watch. Like, the day Apple decides that they need to redesign the watch band attachment, I'm going to kill myself. That is kind of a joke, kind of. But I would hate it if all the investment I put into the different Apple Watch designs, all of those different watch bands, suddenly did not work. And yes, Gaming Hacks and whoever's asking about it, I'll be buying the Apple Watch Series 3. That's also not a question. It's not a will you review it. It's definitely going to happen, and I'll probably try to buy it day it comes out. I was able to buy the Series 2 Apple Watch, the one I'm wearing right now. I was able to buy that the day it came out, on launch day. And it was funny, actually, because there was like a giant line of people outside the Apple Store, of course, all waiting for their iPhone. But I got to skip the whole line because I wasn't picking up an iPhone. I was just getting an Apple Watch, and I got the exact one I wanted. So yes, the Series 3 review will also be happening. Okay, so I'm excited for that as well. So tomorrow's video will likely be on the Series 3. In Keto Films, I don't think the 7S will be delayed. I think, if anything, they're going to unveil the iPhone 7S to the public, where you can buy it before the edition, because they know that demand for the 7S is going to be very low, given everyone's going to want the new shiny edition one. Dab? Come on, didn't dabbing die like a month ago or something? Donate $30 and I'll dab. To get the iPhone, just wait outside the Apple Store. Well, you have to pre-order. I think what it is like day of. If you're refreshing, like constantly on launch day, you can. If you're refreshing constantly on launch day and you wake up at like midnight, then you can say check up availability and like go in there right when the store opens. But you probably won't. You probably, a line's going to start before Apple the Apple Store's even open. So I know it's incredibly hard to get it on launch day, but I'm going to try, because I know that's kind of the key part of the entire Apple ecosystem, and this is the biggest update we've had to an iPhone in a very, very long time. How fast will the iPhone 8 sell out? Asks Emperor Palpatine. Love Palpatine. Do it. Should I buy the iPhone 8, Palpatine? Do it. What do I do with all this leftover meat? Stew it. What did you do as the pitcher, as the baseball team? I threw it. Oh, I love Palpatine. Yeah, it's gonna sell out in about 10 seconds. Yeah, it won't take long at all. My tablet's going to die. I'm getting off. Okay, I'm sorry, Roblox. I hope you find a charger. Seven Durka Durka says, do you think Apple will hit a $1 trillion market cap this year? It's at $800 billion right now. I'm not sure how high that rises, but I think definitely it's not a matter of if anymore. They're going to hit $1 trillion. And the addition is definitely going to help with that. So, yes, Maybe this year? I don't know how fast that rises. Like, I don't know how long it took them to get to 800 billion. So, I'll go ahead and say that they'll be close. I don't think they'll hit 1 trillion this year, but they'll be very close. Will Batman be at the unveiling of the iPhone 8? Absolutely, yes. Okay, Everything Samsung Pro says, what is better, the Apple TV or Roku TV? Also, why don't you use a VPN so you can stream in 1080p? It's not that I don't use an app that lets me stream in 1080p. It's because, for those who don't know, I'm in the foothills where there is no Comcast, there's no Xfinity, there's no fiber optics, anything like that. The best possible Wi-Fi we can get at my house is AT&T Uverse, which is awful. I cannot upload videos with Uverse. Definitely cannot live stream with AT&T. So we've actually canceled our Wi-Fi because it was so bad. Because the download was like 2 megabits a second and the upload was in the kilobits. It was a joke. And on top of that, it would fail very often. The Wi-Fi would just cut out. So I couldn't upload and live stream. But then what happened... well, for the longest time, all of my videos had to be uploaded somewhere else. Any time I wanted to post a video, I had to drive to my friend's house and upload it. So that severely limited how much content I could produce. But then Verizon announced Verizon Unlimited, which means there's no data cap. You can use as much data as you want. So when that happened, I was able to live stream from my phone, which is what we're doing right now, using LTE. Because the cell service where I am is pretty good. And I'm reading the chat with LTE because I use the personal hotspot. All of the videos I upload, I use my personal hotspot on. And the LTE does not support 1080p streaming. And even if I use the VPN, I don't think I have and I've tried it before, I don't have the LTE internet speeds to upload 1080p all at once. But usually when I use OBS on my MacBook, I have a bit more wiggle room. I can stream. I can change the bit rate, whereas on my phone, I can't change that much. Like on the laptop, I can hook up external microphones and stuff like that. But it's a bit more complicated to set up, and a lot more things can go wrong. So that's why I'm not streaming with the MacBook. Also, I have to use the webcam on here, which doesn't look as good. So the setup we have right now for live streaming is the best I can do. Believe me, I've tried lots of different methods of live streaming, and I haven't been able to top that. Hi, what's the name of your second channel, which you talked about long ago? Well, there's lots of different channels I run. There's 3 primary ones I work on. So obviously the tech channel is the biggest one. The second one that takes the most time is probably Tailosive Talks. That's the T that is purple. That channel is where I do vlogs, and it's where I do like update videos or I talk about things that are not tech related. I do on that channel a lot. So if you're interested in more about my personal life and other topics, subscribe to that. And the third channel I work on the most is just called Tailosive. I call it the main channel, but if you look up Tailosive, it's just the T in black. That's where I do comedy sketches, and I'm working on top secret project over there called Project Photon that I'm not going to talk about yet, but it's top secret and it's going to be great. So I just encourage everyone to subscribe to both of those channels. There's also Tailosive Movie Reviews, which is where my friend Dan and I talk about movies and TV shows, and he's uploading stuff on there all the time. So if you haven't checked out Tailosive Movie Reviews, please subscribe to him because he's very, very small and he's still growing, but I think he's doing a good job. So anyway, I saw that donation. The Absolute Zero says, would you consider posting the audio to these live streams as podcasts? They're great to listen to. I know you're planning actual podcasts soon, but thought I'd ask. Yeah, I've looked into it. I have not had the time to explore exactly how you post to Apple Podcasts, and the problem why it's not a big priority with me is because we don't make money from that. But I get it; it'd be convenient, and I want to do that. And the editor of my tech videos and I want to start our own podcast that we would upload to the Apple Podcast thing. But we'd also want it to be accessible to the YouTube channel. So I definitely have intentions on adding things to, in terms of podcasts. There will be audio content. We're going to make our own Tailosive Tech artist on iTunes and stuff. That will happen. So yes, it's just a matter of time. I've never pre-ordered an iPhone before. Could you please give me some advice? Please respond. Okay, so D-Tech, when you're asking about pre-ordering an iPhone, the important thing is just to do it as fast as possible. Like, if you want it to get to you soon, and by soon I do mean 6 weeks because that will be early, stay up till midnight the day before the pre-orders launch and be refreshing that Apple Store page until 12:01 a.m. So just be very, very ready for it. Noah Len says, have you considered applying for the Apple affiliate program? Yes, I did. They never got back to me. I applied to the Apple affiliate thing. Nothing happened. Yeah, nothing ever came of that. I tried, recently I tried to get verified on Twitter because there's a lot of spam accounts that are pretending to be Tailosive Tech on Twitter, and so I asked Twitter, I was like, you have to submit a request to become verified, and I did, and I said, look, here's my links, I'm on YouTube, I'm on Patreon, I'm on Facebook, I am who I say I am, and there's people out there parodying my account, so it would help if I could get my Twitter account verified, and they said no, didn't qualify, so I don't know how to do it. Yeah, $100 I'll dab, there you go. I think there will be an iPod Touch 7 because Apple didn't get rid of it, and it is also the 10-year of iPod Touches, so Apple might make a new one. I don't think so. There's no point to iPods anymore. I get that you guys want cheaper ones, but, like, it's not profitable for Apple, and understand that if they are going to make a new iPod Touch, it has to be worse than an iPhone. The only reason I think they kept it isn't necessarily because they have intentions with it. First of all, they have a ton of them in stock, and they need to get rid of them. So they're not going to cancel everything instantly because then they'd have a bunch of iPod Touches with nothing to do with it. But, and second, I think they kept it around because iOS 11 will still run on the iPod Touch. So they're saying, okay, well, if iOS 11 can still run on it, then fine, I guess we'll continue supporting it. So when iOS 11 does come out in the fall, you can put it on your iPod Touch. But it's kind of at the very last of devices that'll support the new operating system. So once they make the switch to iOS 12, I don't think the iPod Touches will support that, and I'm anticipating that next year, when they unveil iOS 12, that's when they'll discontinue the iPod Touch, and all iPods in general will be officially dead. Durka says, how's your day going, Drew? It's going good, actually. I'm a little bit excited. My editor, who I've never met before, who's been editing the tech videos for you guys for a while, as I've been working on the other Tailosive channels, Project Photon, Vlogs, Hello World, all those other shows, he's been editing the tech videos for me, and he's been doing a great job at them. He's in Sacramento today, and just for once in probably a long time, we're going to meet up after this live stream, and I get to meet him in person. So I'm very excited to meet him, and I'll probably vlog our visit. And we're going to be meeting at an Apple store, which is funny. I won't say which one, but that we'll be meeting up at an Apple store appropriately. But I'm excited to meet him. And I'm a little tired because I've been mowing lawns all morning, but for the most part, it's been going good. Could you make one vlog with just your average day? Oh, I have. There's been plenty of vlogs where I've described 90% of my life. Okay. Will Apple ever make a backlit Magic Keyboard? Asks Barney Barnes. That's a great question. I wish they would. It doesn't sound like there's going to be any kind of major keyboard refreshes anytime soon because the iMac Pro has been unveiled, and that has the new space gray keyboard and mouse and trackpad and all that. That's coming out in December, and it's not backlit. I looked really closely. I was really excited for a backlit keyboard, but I paid close attention to the sneak peeks and all the videos for the Magic Keyboard, and it is not backlit. So that killed that dream. What is Project Photon? It is a top secret project I'm working on that is going to be on the Tailosive main channel. So not the tech channel. If you're excited for Project Photon, which is a big project I've been filming for a while, planning for years now, please subscribe to the main channel where there's comedy sketches every Saturday. That's where there's going to be lots and lots of new edited, comedy sketch content. And of course, the big Project Photon. So subscribe to that. It will not be on the tech channel. Don't wait for it here. And yes, a backlit space gray keyboard would look amazing. Apple, just make exactly this in Magic Keyboard format. Just the backlit, even the touch bar and fingerprint reader. That would be great in a Bluetooth 5.0 enabled keyboard. Oh, I would love that. You are the best, and do you think that the iPhone 8 is going to beat the Note 8? Well, it's hard. it depends on how you use the word beat. I think in terms of YouTube reviewers, like, ooh, San Francisco, I've driven across that bridge. In terms of features, I bet that most YouTubers and most people at, MKBHD or Austin Evans are going to say that the Note 8 is a better buy because, for one, the Galaxy Note 8 is going to be significantly cheaper than the iPhone. It's going to have a larger display, more pixels, Bluetooth 5.0, and iPhone might not have that. I hope it does, but it won't have that. It'll have the stylus included, and they'll say, it's 6 gigabytes of RAM. They'll say that the Note is a better buy. However, I think the iPhone 8 or the Edition is going to sell way better. The iPhone Edition is going to sell way better than the Note 8. Partially because the Note 8's what do you call it? Reputation has been severely damaged because, of course, the Note 7. Don't buy the iPhone 8. Wait for the next edition because... Are we live? I apologize. Are we back? Are we back? I apologize. We got a phone call. I think we're back. Yes. I apologize. I think we're back online. We are good? Yes. Okay. Sorry about that. I got a phone call, and I forgot to put on Do Not Disturb. Forgive me. Okay. So lag. Everyone refresh. I'm gonna type in the chat real quick. Sorry. Everyone refresh. I apologize. People still say it's good now. Okay, I'm gonna assume it's good now. Yes, I'll continue on what I said. Yeah, I'm sick of when people say wait for the next one too. I don't think this is... I get what you're saying, that this was the first time Apple's worked on... I get that people are saying this is the first time Apple's worked on OLED for a phone, and that'll mean there could be some problems. I don't think there will be, though, because Apple has done experimented with OLED for a little bit. They've made the Apple Watch, and that's always been OLED, and the Touch Bar on the MacBook's OLED. So clearly they know what they're doing when it comes to OLED, because the Apple Watches have been working great. And I feel like the iPhone Edition has been very reminiscent of the Apple Watch's design. In fact, the unveiling of the Apple Watch kind of showed a lot for what the future of the iPhone held. So now, with the Edition, we have one single-sized bezel all around the entire thing, and that's how the Apple Watch is. It's one single bezel all around all sides. And I think dark mode could be a big potential thing on the Edition, because that would help save battery life, because now with OLED you can have pixels that are just off, and they already did dark mode with the Apple Watch. So, and now there's going to be things like tap to wake on the Edition. So I don't think Apple is going to make big mistakes with the OLED display. I think they know what they're doing. An Apple keyboard with customizable RGB lighting would be great, but it won't happen. Yes, Durka, I'm sad. I sadly have to say you're right. Yeah, dark mode would be great. And yeah, I want light mode on Apple Watch. If they're going to expand the battery on the Series 3, it would be great to have a mode where it changes all the design. Do you think Apple will release a W2 chip this year? There's been no proof or reports of it, so it's hard to say. But I personally don't think there will be new AirPods this year. They really need to not focus on making new generations of AirPods, and they just could focus on making AirPods faster, manufacturing. They could make them faster and make more colors. That would spread across the demand, so not everyone would be asking for the same color. If they diversified a little bit, you could have some people want black, some people want white, some people want mirror gold, whatever. You want a more in-depth explanation of micro LED? No one actually knows. Even the people who make micro LED are like, well, I don't know what it is, it just looks better. Yeah, no, I don't know. How much for you to pour that on your head? Jeez, I don't want to pour this. Do we really have to go back to pouring things on my head? Okay. If I put a price on it, $80. You'd have to donate $80 for me to pour this on my head. And keep in mind there's a big ice thing in it, so it wouldn't hurt. What do you think about the Tesla Model 3? I want one so bad. Don't we realize that Hey, if every single person who subscribed to my channel just donated $1, that's it. Everyone, not watching the live stream, I'm talking Patreon or whatever, but if everyone who subscribed to Tailosive Tech donated $1, I could have a Model 3. It's that easy. That's all it would take. Should I buy the iPhone 8 or a refurbished 2016 MacBook Pro? Well, you know, it does depend on... It's crazy now that iPhones and MacBooks are like the same price. But it depends on the iPhone you have. If you have an iPhone 6S, you're probably good for the MacBook. But if you have something older than an iPhone 6S, then go ahead and get the edition. You'll be probably satisfied with it. Guys, help me. Best cheap 2-in-1 detachable Windows 10 laptop. I would get a Mac, but I'm not used to Mac OS. Please respond. Here's what you should do. Not buy that and buy a MacBook. And learn to like one because you'll be more satisfied with it. Because, oh, here's something. Every time you turn off the computer, you don't have to sit through 15 minutes of software updates. That's something you won't have to deal with. And that would be great. Also, anytime you want to restart your Windows detachable laptop, you won't have to sit through 10 minutes of updates. Or whenever you turn on your Windows laptop, you won't have to sit through 10 minutes of updates. Get a Mac, put Windows 10 on it, boot camp, that way you still have your Windows operating system, and you still have the option of Mac OS. Buy a Surface Book, super fast and versatile. Super fast. Oh, man. What video editing software do you use? Well, I use both. For the Saturday shorts on the Tailosive channel, I use Adobe Premiere because I need a bit more color and visual effects options than Final Cut offers, so I used Adobe Premiere to edit the comedy sketches. But when it comes to vlogs, Hello World, Tailosive Unboxed, things like that, I edit with Final Cut Pro because they're not as detailed. You don't have to add as many effects and stuff and color correct. So I use both Final Cut Pro and Adobe Premiere, and I think my editor uses Premiere for the tech videos. My favorite Tesla color? That's a good question. I don't know. They all look great. I love the white one because it would match my AirPods. Well, my old AirPods. I guess now I would get a black Tesla to match my black pods. Black Teslas also look amazing, but I also love the color red, if you haven't noticed. Red's my favorite color. But also, the tech channel is blue, so I would understand getting a blue Tesla. I don't know. They're all great. I don't like matte black colored cars. Usually when I see a matte black car, I think about licking cardboard, and it gives me goosebumps. Like, I think about how it scratches the matte black, and I'm already getting goosebumps just thinking about it. What happened to the red iPhone you had? Video? Oh, no, that wasn't... I did not buy a red iPhone. It was a relative of mine who bought one, and they were over for a little bit, and they let me... take pictures of it and post it and stuff. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Why is the Minecraft poster back? Why is the poster... What? Oh, yeah, I put it back because I didn't have to tear it up. If you want me to tear it up, that wasn't a cheap poster, so that'd be another, like, $80 or something. Someone wants to donate $80, then I'll rip that poster up on stream. Okay? If the MacBook Air worth it? No. Do not buy the MacBook Air. Batman poster, shaking my head. You are Batman. I have a poster of you. What are you worried about? Oh, because are you smashed on it? The Batman's killed in that one. I've got lots of Batman posters. I like the Dark Knight. DJI, what do you think about their products and them as a company? I like them. They're good at making drones. I don't own one, but they're good. I'm using my MacBook Air right now. Well, don't buy another one. That's all I'm saying. It's not worth it. I am the Senate. Yes, Palpatine. Yes, you are the Senate. Did you see Spider-Man? Yes, I did. And you can watch all my reactions to Spider-Man Homecoming on Tailosive Movie Reviews, not the Tech Channel. What do you think about Apple's upcoming plans of manufacturing their own GPU and displays? I guess it will solve a lot of the shortage in parts issue that Apple faces every single year. Yeah, it's great. And I think that in about 5 to 6 years, they'll probably start putting their own designed processors in their MacBooks. Because they're making processors now that are just as fast as a lot of the Intel processors they put in their MacBooks. The 12-inch and the MacBook Pros, they have processors in them that aren't terribly different from the A10 Fusion chip, so I'm imagining the A11 chip in the iPhone is going to be even more insane. So 5, 6 years down the road, they won't need to ask Intel or AMD or whoever to make their own GPUs and processor chips. That's great. Can you or your friend do 13 Reasons Why review on Tailosive movie reviews? I haven't seen it, so it would be a while, but I'll talk to him about it. I'll ask for his opinion. Which tech YouTuber do you want to collab with one day? I've talked about this before, but there's basically anyone I'd like to collab with. But personally, if I had to single one person out, it'd be MKBHD, because we disagree on so many things that I think it'd be interesting. I wouldn't want to meet up with someone who agrees on me on everything, because I don't think that'd be interesting. I think it'd be far more interesting if we had two tech YouTubers who, I don't know, like two tech YouTubers who disagreed on lots and lots of things, so that they, the conversation would be interesting. We'd get two point of views that would not agree, and we could learn from each other, opposed to two people who said, I think Apple's great. Yeah, me too. I love Apple. Yeah, me too. I love Apple. That would be boring. So I want to meet with MKBHD. Plus, he won Project Love Day, which is awesome, and I was congratulated on that. I watched all of his videos. I disagree with him on almost everything, but I watched every one of his videos, and I'm subscribed to him. I'll donate $95 if you tell me how. You have to use Safari. Okay, so if you're on YouTube mobile, leave the YouTube app, go on Safari, find the live stream on there, and you can donate. If you're on a desktop, it shouldn't be a problem at all. How did your channel start? So before I did tech videos, I was doing just the comedy sketches on the main channel, Tailosive. That channel has been here longer. I started making little short films and action sequences on that channel like in 2011, so it's been around the longest, but I wasn't getting any kind of audience or subscriber attention, so that's when I started diversifying, and I started making Tailosive Tech, Tailosive Gaming, Tailosive Movie Reviews. All those other channels came about when I realized that no one is looking up the word Tailosive, and all the comedy sketches and videos I was making were getting 10, 15 views, and sometimes 0. Sometimes people would just flat out not watch them. So I started making tech videos because that was also something I liked watching on YouTube, and I thought that there was a bias against Apple on the internet, so I wanted to counter what everyone was leaning towards. Everyone hated Apple, and I was like, no, it's okay to like Apple. So that's why this channel started, and that of course got attention, and that's why you're here today. So that's kind of how this channel got started. It was in an effort to bring people to my other channel. I created Tailosive Tech so that everyone would watch my other videos. But no, I still really like talking about technology. I'm very passionate about it, and I like the field, and I'm not going to stop making tech videos, and I could easily see myself continuing making tech videos and tech channel stuff for as long as I live. I have no plans on retiring. So, yes, I plan on making bigger and more expensive and more intensive projects like Project Photon in the future. But I always plan on making sure Tailosive Tech is part of my schedule. I will always keep making tech videos. Your logo has 5 parts, but there is 6 Tailosives. There's 6 Tailosives, but there's only about 5 that are active. The productions channel, I don't even know if that's going to stick around or if that's going to die, or it's going to turn into something else. We might have a productions channel, but it won't be called Tailosive. I don't know. I don't have a... It's not an active channel. There are approximately 5 active channels with a few exceptions, but yeah. Currently have a Note 4. Should I upgrade to 7S or iPhone 8? iPhone 8 would probably be better, but if you want to save some money, get the 7S. I do not watch Game of Thrones. Yeah, Tailosive Gaming has no one right now. There's a lot of backstage drama that happened at Tailosive, and now the gaming channel, there's very little we can do with it. I tried very hard to set up a place here where we could do weekly live streams for that channel, but we kept running into technical problems, so there's currently no plans on what is coming to Tailosive Gaming. I do not watch Rick and Morty. I don't watch a lot of things. I'm sure they're great shows, though. I don't watch much, though. iPhone 10 will look like a brick, confirmed. Yes, Michael, you are correct. Does I like memes? I love memes, yes. Whatever happened to Tailosive music? So we had a person that is a musician who likes to play guitar and he loves to sing, who was going to take over the Tailosive music channel, but he got sidetracked with work, and he got sidetracked with he got engaged, and he had to focus on his wedding, and eventually he just kind of fell away from the crew, and we didn't have anyone to manage the music channel. And I'm already crazy busy with the 3 channels that I am running, so we just deleted the music channel. It's not there. Do you think there will be an iPhone 8C? No. Yeah, Hankelberry says Wyatt can be the savior of Tailosive Gaming. I agree, but he kind of lives in his own world, and I want him to be the sole member of Tailosive, the sole leader of Tailosive Gaming, but he's kind of hard to narrow down and tell him what to focus on. But I want him to take over it, but it's difficult for him to take the initiative, I'd say. What's better, getting a Windows laptop or the MacBook Air? Ooh. MacBook Air. Windows is pretty cancerous. I hate it. So I guess if I had to choose, I'd still take the MacBook Air. Yes, I have a girlfriend. She is beautiful and she's awesome, and her name is Louise, and I love her. If you want to see her and meet her, subscribe to Tailosive Talks. She's on that channel a lot. Dan Drew, why you stress yourself out so much? You're only 18 chills. I am 19 years old, to be specific, and I'm not that stressed out. I'm actually fairly grateful for I'm very, very grateful for where I am in life and how the YouTube channels are growing, and I'm grateful that I've reached a point now where I can decide that I don't want to make iPhone 8 videos, because for a long time I had no choice. I had to just make iPhone 8 videos, and I didn't want to talk about it, but it was the only kind of videos that people would watch. So, yeah, that was all I made for a long time. But now we've gotten to a point now where you guys are watching all the videos I produce, no matter what they're about, and I can rely on that as a source of income. So I've gotten to a point where I can say, you know what? I'm not going to talk about the iPhone 8. You know, I don't talk about other things because that's overhyped, and I can still live off of that. So I'm very grateful for that. Someone asked, what's my dream sponsorship? My dream sponsorship isn't even one where they would give me money, but I want Apple or someone big at Apple Incorporated to find my videos and realize that I am basically their defense lawyer. I'm going to defend them always, and they should just not give me money, but send me all of everything they make. Like, maybe before it comes out or just the day it comes out, just send me all of your products. The day they're announced or the day before they come back. That way I can review them and tell the world why they're great. And I won't have to, my eye is twitching. Sorry. And I won't have to, you know, get in line in front of Apple stores and try to pre-order them as fast as possible. I can just count on someone at Apple sending them to me right away. All maxed out, fully maxed out products, all of that. That would be my dream sponsorship. I don't want Apple to send me money. Just the products. That's all I need. Howard says, warning, another iPhone 8 question. Any chance the iPhone 8 will come with AirPods despite the shortage in stock? Maybe the shortage is due to them needing them for the new iPhone. Am I a crazy dreamer? No, it's not a crazy idea. It's certainly possible, but I don't want people to count on that. I don't want people to expect, like, well, I'm going to buy the iPhone 8 because I'll get AirPods with it. I think you should expect that not to happen, and then if it does happen, then pleasantly surprised. Yeah, I get people keep asking about where Xander is. We had a disagreement that I'm not going to go into. We had a conflict together that resulted in us not talking anymore. It didn't end well. That's why you're not seeing him on the gaming channel. So that's why you shouldn't expect Xander returning. There was a backstage drama going on at Tailosive. Not a pretty story. Maybe sometime on Hello World I'll explain to everyone what happened. I want to start edit videos and photos. Do you think the MacBook Pro 15-inch is too much for a beginner? For a beginner, well, no, it's very easy to learn, and I think the hardware that you're learning on is actually a great way to start. Like, it'd be nice for a beginner to have something with, you know, lots of potential that has lots of power in it, so that you have lots and lots of options for what you can work on. I don't think it's too much for a beginner if you can afford it, but if you want to save some money, the 12-inch MacBook and 13-inch MacBook Pro, in terms of editing videos and photos, they'll work just fine too, and you'll save some money. So, yeah, don't be afraid if you don't know much to, like, unless you're editing vlogs in 4K, you probably don't need the MacBook Pro. You could probably edit most of your vlogs on a 12-inch MacBook just fine. Are you a fan of USB-C? I am, yes. I want everything to be USB-C. Would you rather have all of your ideas for be an iOS 12 or get the Tesla Model 3 for only $1,000? No, everyone would hate me if they did all my ideas for iOS because I have a lot of ideas people would disagree with. So, no, I would much rather have a Tesla Model 3 for $1,000. Didn't you give Xander a bunch of stuff like an iPad and watch bands? I didn't give. Well, I did give him some things, but yes, as I mentioned, it did not answer. It did not end well, and yes, I gave Xander a lot. More importantly than things, I gave him a lot of time. But he's not part of Tailosive at the moment. I just started a channel. I uploaded my first video yesterday. I spent 8 hours recording and editing. I was wondering if you could maybe watch my video later and give me some feedback. Okay, Deed Tech. I will keep that open in a different tab. Okay, thank you. Why is your only poster of a Microsoft game? Well, it wasn't always a Microsoft game. When I started playing Minecraft, it was just Mojang. I haven't played Minecraft in a while. I don't play video games very much anymore, but it's a good game. I get that it's owned by Microsoft, but it's available on like every platform that exists. So it's not exclusively it's not Windows propaganda. What do you think about the Surface Pro 4 or Asus Transformer 3 Pro? They run Windows, so they suck. Is the new budget iPad a good idea? Do you think it'll sell well? I think it has sold well. Sorry. There's been plenty of people I know that bought the new iPad. I think I know like 5 people who bought the affordable one. So, yeah, I think it was a great idea to make an iPad that was based on being affordable. That's amazing. Okay, we're coming up on an hour here, so we're at the last 10 minutes. So if you have any big questions or last donations that you want absolutely answered, keep in mind I have to read the super chat. So if you want a question that's not getting answered, I apologize, but super chat's the best way to do that. We'll be wrapping it up here in about 8 minutes. Can I not buy it off Telus and get it right away, or will they not even have it? I don't know what you mean. How come you didn't get the larger iPad Pro size this year? Was it because you would rather have thinner bezels than a larger model? I've been asking since beginning. I apologize, guys. Look, there's over 300 people watching the live stream. I cannot answer all of your questions individually. I didn't get the bigger sized iPad because looks-wise it is almost identical to the iPad I already had, so that felt a little ridiculous. But the reason I got the 10.5-inch was because I already had my 15-inch MacBook Pro, so having a 13-inch iPad was a bit redundant, so I liked the idea of having a tablet that was bigger than my phone, but also a little bit a different size than my laptop. So I liked that idea, and I also liked the idea that it had a form factor change. Like, it is a noticeable refresh because the display is larger and the bezels are thinner. That is a footprint change, whereas if I would have got the larger one, it would have looked practically exactly the same as the iPad I already had. So I wanted a design change, primarily, yes. Will you go back to playing Minecraft? If I have time. For a while, that might be all the Tailosive Gaming channel has. I've been thinking about maybe live streaming myself playing Minecraft. And that's really a basic way of making a gaming channel, but that might be all it is for a while. What do you think about Sherlock the TV show? I have Sherlock the TV show, a poster of it. I love it. Yeah, I love that show. It's very slow. Do you like sand? I hate sand! Emperor Palpatine, I hate it. I saw Planet of the Apps. I don't think Apple should keep making that. I thought it was, it's interesting, but I don't, they were filming it like a reality TV show, but it was more interesting in terms of, like, business, like, business majors or something should watch it. It was interesting as a startup company, but I don't think the masses are going to be interested in a show like that. Adrian Miller says, how do you like that charging case you got that is the removable magnetic power bank? It looks super useful. It's okay. I'm still reviewing it, like most of the things on Tailosive Unboxed. I don't review them on the tech channel like immediately because I've had instances where I've reviewed something on the tech channel and then a week after I reviewed it, it starts breaking down, and then I want to make a second video about it that says, oh, wait a minute, this is a bad product. So I want to use the products for a good long time before I start reviewing them. And part of the battery pack I think is a little dumb. You like if you take the battery pack off for a while and then attach it to the magnetic back, it doesn't immediately start charging. So there's a couple things wrong with it. It's a little bit hard to take off sometimes. It's a little bulky, but overall it is a battery case. It's nice. I use it sometimes, but when I live stream, I can't have any cases on my phone anyway. So I haven't been using it a crazy ton, but it is cool. For those who don't know, if you want to send something to me to review, if you just want to send me a letter, people do that. You can send it to, I'll type it here in the chat. I have a P.O. Box, so you can send it to P.O. Box 5430, Oroville, California, 95966. So you can send me whatever you want, and I'll open it on that show. What do you think about Apple keeping 32 gigabyte iPod? Asks Apple Sheep. They're doing it because they have too many of them. They're trying to sell all of them before they discontinue it entirely. In fact, I think it might be more likely that they would start lowering the prices. Like maybe this winter the iPod Touch will become $100 or $50 because they're just trying to get them all out. They're trying to sell all of them. What about Yoda? What about Yoda? He's dead. The Mighty Gamer 7 says, Tailosive Tech, I have a question about the iPad. You think that the iPad should get a 16:9 aspect ratio? Also, do you think the iPhone 8 will get a ProMotion display? It would make sense for the iPhone to get a ProMotion display, but it might be one of those things we complain about it not having. But I think it will. And I don't think iPads should get a 16:9 aspect ratio because that makes it much harder to use in landscape mode because you can't reach to the center as well. So, no, I like the aspect ratio iPads are at right now. Yes, I'm a fan of Star Wars. For a while I did a show on Tailosive movie reviews called Star Wars Time. I'd like to go back to that, but I don't have enough time. But if I do go back to that, please be subscribed to movie reviews. Did you actually pay for Final Cut Pro or download a cracked version? When I was in middle school, I torrented it, which is not cool, and that's piracy. But I decided I didn't want to steal things like that anymore, so we deleted it, and I stopped using Final Cut, and I started paying full price for Adobe products. But then when I decided with the new MacBook that I wanted to switch back to Final Cut Pro, I paid for the whole thing, yes. Can you pour the water? No one's donated 80 bucks. I am your subscriber from the $17,000 Apple Watch. You are the best. Please let me know if you see this. You are from the Apple Watch. I don't know how that's possible. What computer do you recommend with $4,000 budget? Probably a fairly maxed out iMac or a MacBook Pro. $4,000 buy you a really nice MacBook Pro. You could get lots of solid state storage, good processor, good RAM. What about the droid attack on the Wookiees? Yes, I love Star Wars. I'm very excited for The Last Jedi. Just ordered AirPods. Are they worth it? Also, how do you not lose them? You keep them in your pocket. How do you not lose your keys? I haven't lost my AirPods. I will admit that the black pods are easier to lose, though, because at night or whatever, when they're on your bed or your desk, they're very easy to lose track of. Because regular white AirPods, you know, they stand out in the dark, and these do not. But I have a friend who lost his AirPods in a taxi. So just be careful. Just understand that this is an investment. They're small. Just keep them in your pocket. Keep feeling for them. It should be something you check for, like your wallet or keys. How do you not lose your wired headphones? I don't know. What's to come for Apple in the year 2020? 360-degree screens all around? No, they won't do that. 2020 isn't actually that far away. It probably won't be much different. We'll probably be looking at augmented reality glasses by 2020. Apple's working on those. You'll have iPhones that are much thinner, but they'll probably look pretty similar. I bet the Apple Watch will still be using the same watch bands they're using now, but the Apple Watch will be thinner. It's my favorite aspect ratio? Asks Braden. That's an interesting question. 16 by 9, I guess. That's what I film my videos in. But that doesn't apply to everything. Like 16 by 9 is great for video, but it's not really great for posting photos. I'd rather photos be a square on Instagram. And I don't think a 16 by 9 iPad or MacBook would look good either. I like the ratios they choose. It changes from different devices. Will you get the Note 8? It depends on how well the channel does, how much money we get, and how much support, and how well the views are. I want to get it, and I would like to review it for you, but I don't know for sure if I'll be able to afford it. I want to get the Note 8. I'm just not sure if that'll happen. Because, keep in mind, I'm still trying my best to save money for the iMac Pro. I really want to review that thing, but it's incredibly expensive, so I'm saving a lot of money. But I don't know for sure if I'll be able to. But who knows? Maybe the channel will do really well, and I'll be able to get the Note 8. It was a boring conversation anyway. That was a Star Wars reference. Anyway, we've made it to an hour, so thank you guys for all of your donations. It really means a lot to me. Yes, I'm going to buy a GH5, but after the iMac Pro. I'm going to buy a new camera after I can buy a computer that can support it. So, thank you guys for watching. Sorry for that phone call in the middle. I will be working on tomorrow's video soon. This is your video for today. Thank you for all your questions. Sorry I couldn't get to all of you. This is your Apple Sheep here, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks, everyone. Take care.